Something very, very, very major has just happened in Kenyan politics, and everybody is ignoring it. You know, life is very interesting. There is this saying, the devil is in the details. Oh yes. Life shifts very dramatically and changes from seemingly small things. Although this thing which has happened in Kenyan politics is not small, it is major. What am I talking about? I'm sure you've already guessed. The William Ruto government has made a major about turn, a change of mind, a change of policy, and reintroduced Uhuru Kenyatta's fuel subsidies. Now you guys know me. I don't like kizungu mingi. Fuel subsidies, economic outlook going forward, etc, etc. No, mimi siwa hizo. And indeed, this is not an economics video. No, it is not a video about the economy. No way. This is the most major political shift in the country called Kenya for a very long time. And I'll tell you why. Please allow me to illustrate it. Yeah, because politics is all about human nature. This life is all about human nature. You can never avoid human nature. So please allow my illustrations. Your dear wife has not been dressing very well. Then suddenly, it is a new dress after a new dress. In fact, she goes to the salon and gets a makeover. Yeah, cuts her hair in a different way. She looks very different. She looks like that gashungwa, yeah, that you married decades ago. Should you be worried? Hell yes, you should be extremely worried. Why should you be worried? Human nature. You can't avoid it. That is a very huge telltale signs. Nikubaya bro, kimeumana kumana. Or something else happens, like what happened to me very recently. A neighbor who has not been talking to you. A neighbor who has just been saying hi kutoka mbali. Suddenly, very suddenly, they're warming up to you. Yeah, they come to your house, they talk to you nicely, they give you many, many stories. Should you be worried? Of course you should. Not because you're a bad person, because of human nature. Human nature which never changes. Now in this story of today, I did a video recently where I said some people don't have a reverse gear. Indeed, President William Ruto has never had a reverse gear. And so for the first time in his entire political life, the president has obtained a reverse gear. Why? That's very disturbing. Extremely troubling and disturbing. Now I've been digging around with my usual sources, and I've sat down and tried to figure this thing out. So I'm going to share with you what I have been able to put together. I don't have an answer. I don't have all the answers, but I'm sure you'll appreciate me sharing what I have so far, because this is the life of a journalist. You will never have the complete picture or the whole story. So you go to press with what you have, and then the story will develop. Time will usually tell, whether you are backing up the wrong tree or you're right on track. So let's go for it. On my notebook, the most nagging point is a quote, a very recent quote, from Professor Mutahi Ngunyi. And Professor Mutahi Ngunyi said the following words barely 2 days ago. What did he say? I'm sure most of you caught it. He said that if he were to advise President William Ruto, he would tell him to reintroduce subsidies on the supply side while he sorts out the production side. Hiyo ni kizungu mingi sana, kizungu mob. So let's break it down. What he was saying in simple terms is that Ruto should reintroduce subsidies to ease the pressures on Kenyans, standard of living, while he sorts out his plan of ultimately bringing down prices by boosting production. Let's break that down further. You go to the market to buy sukuma wiki, kale, very popular vegetable in Kenya. And there are two ways that you can get a low price for that sukuma wiki of yours. One, a rich uncle sends you a message and tells you, because I want your children to enjoy a lot of vegetables in their food, wewe sitaki mambo yako, but because of your children, I'm going to be subsidizing the price of your sukuma wiki. For every 50 shillings you spent, nitakuongezea ka 50. The other way is if at your local market, 50 lorries arrive at the same time, all carrying sukuma wiki. The market is flooded with the sukuma wiki. Of course, the price is going to come down dramatically. Itakuwa bei ya kutupa. And that is Ruto's strategy, advised by Dr. David Ndii, renowned economist. The way to bring down prices is not by subsidizing, but by ensuring there is very good production, almost overproduction. And so if it works and there's overproduction of maize in Kenya, too much maize in the market, what will happen? The price of unga will fall dramatically. That is Ruto's plan. But the problem with this plan is that it takes time. And they're dealing with people who have the mindset of it is our turn to eat. Okay, so import cheap maize, but it still ends up in the market at the same prices as the local maize. Why? Because somebody is greedy. They want to make as much money as possible yesterday, last year. And so that is what Professor Mutahi Ngunyi said barely 2 days ago. And then suddenly, when Kenyans were expecting the price of petrol to break through the Kenya shillings 200 per litre barrier, and to do so running at very high speed, when people were bracing themselves for that, suddenly, subsidies are back. So what this tells us is that Ruto finally has an advisor he is listening to. That is really what it tells us. And this has far-reaching consequences going forward. What it tells us is that we should expect to see a very, very different President Ruto over the next few weeks and months. Personally, if you ask me, I have some doubts about whether his speech and the way he talks will change. Because that is very deep. His hard-hitting, provocative speeches will continue. We won the elections. Kwani iko nini? Demonstrations bring violence and destruction of property, etc., etc. That will continue. However, I'm expecting government policy to change very dramatically. Now, I did a quick survey amongst a few Kenyans to find out what the reaction is, and especially to find out whether people will now start changing their attitude towards this government. But very predictably, because we're still stuck on human nature, politically, nothing has changed. Indeed, even if the price of unga comes down tomorrow to 20 shillings, believe you me, politically, things will not change. The legitimacy of this government, the legitimacy problems they're facing, will not go away. It is kind of sad. Had this happened in January this year, then we would be talking a very different story. But I'm afraid the damage has been done. It is too late, believe it or not. But I don't think that will stop. This new push by the Ruto administration, with this brand new Rasputin in place, with this brand new advisor. Rasputin was a very powerful advisor in Russia shortly before the revolution in that country. But that is boring history. This advisor, Professor Mutahi, is a very sharp man. Make no mistake about that. Whatever you think about him, whatever you think about his character, the man is smart. But in my opinion, too little, way too late. The train has already left the station, and there's very little you can do. Gari ya moshi imeenda. Hiyo imeenda. Incidentally, have you gotten hold of my very latest brand new book, Tyranny of False Narratives, which focuses on Professor Mutahi, and explains a lot of very deep things. Now, I've received some very positive response. Indeed, the very first response I received was all the way from the United Kingdom, from somebody whose opinion I value, because she has been known to speak her mind. Wewe Chris hapo mess. That kind of person. And they were very positive after reading this book. And so, there must be something there. You can see details on your screens on how to get it. The huge advantage is that you'll have 2 months free membership to my weekly intelligence briefings when you purchase Tyranny of Fake or False Narratives. One of the things in this book that people are finding very shocking is the simplification and explanation of how our social media has been used to lie, to fool Kenyans, and especially how social media was used to completely finish, destroy something that was called the BBI. Very interesting reading. Don't lose this chance. Grab your copy of this book, the first I have produced in over a decade. Nimekuwa nikilala ama nini? But I guess my life is hectic enough. Anyway, I'm grateful that I'm back, doing what made me famous in the first place. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.